Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, Software Engineer K, and today we're going to be going through some pretty cool stuff. I was sent a few things to just review from the community, which is really cool. One of those is supposedly it's a leak, other people have been sent it, but I did some due diligence on it, and I just wanted to share with you the process of how I went about and kind of making my final judgment on whether it's a legitimate leak or whether it's just something fan made. I also wanted to touch on a few announcements that we've had, one from BC Trevor, some really cool community updates, as well as another cool few bits of information I've been sent. So one, is 100% legitimate because it is Dan C himself who kind of shows this, but it's something that just kind of went under the radar. It's from an older conference that I did, so it's something really cool I wanted to share. And I also wanted to kind of just show you a bit more, I guess, analysis into one of the other members of Ecomi, so Al Khan, his company Cretaceous. I know they've got quite a lot of properties, i.e. licenses, but I never really looked into them because they were quite unfamiliar to me. And after I did a bit more research, since I'm sure a lot of you aren't really all that aware of the license that Cretaceous holds, it is very, very impressive. So I just wanted to go through what I think could be coming as well. So straight off the bat, BC Trevor, he has announced more production for NFTs this week. So right now they have over 100 NFTs in development right now. So 3 more new brands. Like Ecomi is not resting; they're just acquiring so many new brands and licenses, and that's what's happening. Is they're raising this revenue from the drops. They've also got the development fund as well, and they're using this capital to purchase more licenses, develop more NFTs, and each NFT that they make or each brand of NFT that they onboard, that is an entirely new market for them. I said this in last video where I saw Banksy come up under digital artists, and I said that there's a very niche market for Banksy artwork, but those who are into Banksy, they will pay millions for it. And that's just one niche market, and they're just acquiring so many. So they're going to be unaffected by the bear market. Like I've said this before, it doesn't matter if the cryptocurrency is in a bear market or not, people will buy the NFTs. And also on Twitter, so Crypto Far West posted this really, really cool ad. So basically, if I just play this, relax and enjoy my film. Hey!
Yes?
You look like a real jerk.
Well, I am a corporate executive.
He stops exciting things from happening.
So what you doing?
Well, Muffy, Buffy, Biff Jr. and I are going on our Sunday drive.
Oh, no, you're not. You're going to play Vivi.
We are introduced by a platform called Vivi. They have a monopoly over the digital collectible spaces. You can hear Ecomi. Omi.
You have Omi?
Yeah, bro.
Shut the fuck up.
Now, you guys definitely check out this. Vivi and Ecomi have retweeted this. I will leave a link to this below, but it's really, really cool. It's like a kind of Vivi ad, and they've taken, all these kind of different videos and things that have been released and kind of meshed it together, but in a really, really nice, cool, creative way. Definitely recommend watching it. Now, in terms of what I've been sent, so I got sent this email, Anonymous. Is that how you spell anonymous? I think it is. Yeah, anonymous. Yes, it is. Yeah, anonymous email. And they sent me this link, potential design leak. So I opened it up, I had a look at it, and I was like, oh, what's this? And basically, it looks like a UI UX design, and it's around Vivi. And straight off the bat, we can see that there are some brands in here that we have not officially had announced. More Marvel. Yeah, pretty much most of it is kind of Marvel related. And this is pretty cool. It's like a cyber futuristic showroom. That's what it appears to look like. And I kind of went through, I don't know what this is. It's like God of War or something. But yeah, most of it is Marvel related from what I can see. And so I got sent this. Don't know if it's real or not, but that's where I started to do my due diligence. So I really recommend you guys applying a similar approach. I tried to figure out who it was that made this. And luckily, the name was right at the bottom. It is by Derek.dk. So I had a look who it was. It actually just takes me straight to his website. So he is a designer who builds websites and shoots videos in London. So this is actually going to be quite important later on. And, I thought, maybe this guy's just trolling, but I had a look. It seems like he does work with big companies, and he basically mocks up UI UX designs for them. So I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. Let me let me just do a bit more in-depth research, see if he has any connections to eComey. So that led me to his actual Webflow profile. So I actually found the original UI UX mockup, and it's the same one. And I had a look at what he said. So he said, "Hello. After recently discovering and investing in the VV platform by eComey, I felt motivated to redesign their current website and mobile app. The company has a large vision backed up with solid growth in the last few weeks. If you've heard about NFTs or curious about the future of digital collectibles, they are one to watch." So I read this description, and this implies to me that it's not something that has been, officially tied to VV or eComey, but he's kind of done it out of, as kind of like a fan sort of thing. But it does seem like he's got quite a lot of experience. I didn't, just as confirmation, I decided to have a look at his LinkedIn. So if we go over to Derek Kay, so he's an expert Webflow designer, UI UX developer, and he's got about 12 years of experience in doing this. For the last 12 years, I've been harnessing skills as a solid web designer, developer, and videographer. But he is in London, so I thought, okay, maybe he was, been given this opportunity to kind of do a mock-up of what the kind of revamped version of VV's website might look like. They just hired him out as a contractor. So I decided to have a look at Orbis eComey people, and we do know that they have some people that actually work in London. So maybe, that it could have been someone who's related to, I guess, kind of brand design, someone in that region. So we know the two people working in London for eComey right now are Cam and Venkatesh. And Cam is the Pixion Games guy. So I had a look at, found, this is the guy who is actually in charge of, he's a strategic advisor, but one of his services is brand design. So I thought, okay, he's in London, he does brand design, and this guy who's done a mock-up of updated, I guess, like revamped VV website is also in London. So that was kind of like where my connections stopped. That's as far as the connection I can make. So overall, my verdict is, I think he's done it as kind of like a bit of fan work, but he's definitely put in a lot of effort. So yeah, I think it's not official, but I could be wrong. Maybe, he was actually hired out as a contractor to revamp this, and this is kind of his UI UX mockup. But this was a few days ago. It was posted May the 13th, and this is just kind of what he said. Okay, so as you guys can see, we've got some pretty cool stuff. So this is official. Dan C, he did a conference back in February, and I just want to play the video for you guys.
The brands that will be coming to VV this year. So for those of you who have been following eComey or VV for a while, you will know that Tokidoki was the first license we announced. And Tokidoki has a fan base of millions of people around the world. Secondly, we have signed up with CBS. And through CBS, we will be offering the entire Star Trek series, one of the most collected products in the world. From Cartoon Network, you will be able to have digital collectibles from your favorite characters, such as Adventure Time, Powerpuff Girls. From Sony Pictures, you will be able to collect Ghostbusters collectibles. Very soon, you will be able to own your own life-size Ecto-1 Ghostmobile digital collectible. From Tsuburaya in Japan, we are bringing collectibles from one of Japan's most loved characters, Ultraman. Now, one of my personal favorites is that we are bringing the DC collectible universe into the digital collectible world. You'll be able to collect Batman, Joker, Superman, all as beautiful digital collectibles. We're also working with Universal, bringing some of your biggest blockbusters from Back to the Future, Jurassic World, and lastly, Capcom, who have sold more than 50 million titles worldwide. We bring digital collectibles from two of their major franchises, Monster Hunter World and Street Fighter.
Okay, so as you guys can see, we've got some huge licenses there. All of DreamWorks. We've got How to Train Your Dragon official there, Battlestar Galactica, Trolls. This was some speculation that I had, but I noticed that the VV Ecomi Twitter started following Trolls a while back, so that was my speculation. Kung Fu Panda, Shrek's not on here, I guess just because they ran out of white space, but there is a huge following for Shrek, just for that meme value, and I did speak about this before. Voltron is huge as well. So this was reworked by DreamWorks, so I do want to touch on that as well. But some really good stuff. So if any of you guys have something cool to share, just please do send it my way. And Voltron, if we just go to here, so this was on Netflix. It was reworked by DreamWorks as well a while ago. But there is a huge following for Voltron. If for those of you who don't know, it's kind of like Power Rangers, which also started in Japan. But I reckon in the Asian market, this is going to have huge resale value when that comes out. So again, Voltron, quite similar to Ultraman. You can kind of see how Ultraman performed and apply it to Voltron. So on top of that, we know that Al Khan, he's the head of licensing, and he has this company, Kitages, which has a lot of properties as well that it holds. Some really kind of like ones that I've never heard about. Now, just because we haven't heard about it, it doesn't mean it's going to blow up. And Al Khan, he's already proven that no one in the West knew what Pokemon was, and then it blew up. So I decided to, really do my due diligence here, apply some research, and I was sent this by Gaz. So he pointed out that Kitages, they do have the licensing for quite a few interesting ones. Specifically, if we go to properties, Kung Fu Pork Choppers, and I never really looked into this. I saw it was there, but I was like, I have no idea what this is. It's probably like something minor, but I was very wrong. I kind of started to spend more time looking at it. 2.5 billion views online. That is not small. That's huge, and it's one of the top kind of like children's animated shows in China. So again, this has the potential to be massive, probably bigger than what we have so far, just because of the appeal it has in the Asian market. So I decided, there's some other stuff that Al Khan has that I've never heard of, and then I got interested in what is Lee Cross, because I've seen this before, but I never really paid attention. So Lee Cross is an artist that made kind of like weird looking, well, really like fantasy animal fusion hybrid things. And then I was like, okay, so and each one of our pieces goes for about $3,000 an item. Started to become like really big, and then awareness and demand. So everyone, there is demand for adults, children, and males and females for items. There's been celebrity requests to make them. Demand for a product is so great in South Korea that the Prime Minister has become a collector. The Prime Minister of South Korea. Now imagine this: if Al Khan, has the licensing rights, well, he does. It says Kitages serves as Lee Cross's agent, holding all rights to commercial deals for licensing or mass-produced lines. So imagine if they drop the VV NFTs for this, and then you get the Prime Minister of South Korea downloading the VV app just because he wants to, collect more of these. That is huge. Like the Prime Minister of South Korea. I don't know of any politician really who is promoting, any kind of altcoin currency. Now imagine if the Prime Minister of South Korea starts, talking about VV and Omi, that is, and that I can't even predict what would happen there, but that to me is already pretty cool. The fact that they have these licenses that we don't know of, but they've definitely got a huge potential in other markets. Now, on that point, what I did also want to touch on is our daily price analysis. So I'll jump straight into it. We had this wedge forming. We were doing okay, and then we started to move back down to the downtrend. So we're following this downward trend line. I want this trend line to come down here to my region of pending buy. I am waiting for it, but what's most likely going to happen is it's going to come down about here and then go back up again. And that's just the trend that I've noticed. So if we go to the hourly chart, you guys probably see it better. So you can see just started following a downtrend as soon as we got to this point on where the wedge closed. So the volume hasn't actually been very high, which I guess is good. We haven't had people dumping and buying up, these massive buy walls and sell walls as we were getting a few weeks ago. So I think Omi is the price is calming down. It's consolidating. I want it to stay low just so I can accumulate more. And a lot of people are new to Omi. They're getting in at a very, very good price if they're buying in now. So there's a lot of stuff to look forward to. So that's pretty much what I want to go through. And shout outs to everyone who has supported the channel so far, either through donations. I've got a kind of shout out wall to immortalize all of my donors, and even if you just give me the time of day just to watch my content, then I really appreciate that as well. So shout out to everyone who has supported the content so far. But as always, please do like and subscribe to support the channel, and I'll keep you guys updated with anything else I find out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.